Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to insert the CSV or Excel data into your database using Java. So I've got one Excel data. So here I've got ID, name, address, and salary. So I want to insert this data into the database directly using Java. So for that, I have to save this file as CSV. So just click on the file, save as, and I will save on desktop. So click on desktop and give the name something like data. And here I need to choose the type CSV. So just click on CSV, comma, delimited, and just click on save. So this will save the data in CSV format. And if I just close this one and open with Notepad, so let me open with Notepad. So this CSV is basically a comma separated data. So let me close this one and quickly create one Java project. So I will be using IntelliJ. You can use other ID as well. And let me create one Java project. So for that, click on new. And we will be creating the Maven project. So click on Maven and choose the Java version you have and click on next. And I will be giving name something like CSV to database and click finish. So this will create the Java project. So this will take some time to get the dependency of Maven. And here inside main and Java, I'll be creating one class and let me call it CSV consume and .java. And what I need to do is just click on public class CSV consume and let me create one main method. And the first thing I need to do is connect with database. So for that, string, we need to define the URL. So JDBC URL, and we will be giving JDBC MySQL localhost and 3306 port, and we need to give one database. So let me call it EMS, Employment Management System, or whatever. You can give any database name. So we need to create this database into our MySQL database. So for that, let me quickly open my XAMPP control panel and start Apache and MySQL, and let me go into the phpMyAdmin by clicking the admin. So this will open our phpMyAdmin, and let me quickly create one database and let me call it EMS. So we have given AMS there, and let me quickly create one. So I will be creating one table as well. So let me call it employee, and the number of columns is 4. So let me click on go here, and the tables column will be ID and name, and we have got, so we can check here, we have got ID, name, address, and salary. So let me create address and salary as well. So the data type is integer and it's length of 20 and it's of varchar, so we can give something like 30, and we can give 30 length here, and address is the type varchar, so salary is in int, and we can give 20. And if I just click on save here, so this will save the employee table. Now what I need to do is let me go into the IntelliJ and give something like string username. So I've got default username and its root. So if you have other username, you can give accordingly. So let me give password as well. So the password is default, so I don't need to give anything. And the next thing is I need to give the path of that CSV file. So let me call it file path. And if I go onto my desktop, so I have just saved this name as data. So if I right click and click on properties, we can see the path. So it's in C, user, laser, and desktop. So let me copy this path and directly paste it here. And I need to give the name. So name of the file is data.csv. And also we need to give the batch size. So batch size, and its size is 20. And let me create the connection. So initially the connection is null. Now what I need to do is I need to give the driver manager for connecting with JDBC. So before that, we need to add one dependency as well. So for that, let me quickly go to the MySQL connector Maven, and you can search MySQL connector Maven and go to this link. And what you need to do is just go to the any version here. So I'll be choosing the latest one, and if you click here, this will copy to your clipboard. And if you go to the pom.xml here, you can do something like add dependency, and inside that dependency paste that file, paste that code here. So let me paste it here, and the dependency is here. So what I need to do is just click on this Maven. So just click on this Maven, so this will automatically load our dependency. Now what I need to do is I need to configure the database and connection. So for that, let me create one try block here and catch the exception. So let me call it exception and exception dot print stack test. So whatever the exception, it will print. Now what I need to do is I need to get the driver manager here. So for that, just click on connection and driver manager dot get connection, and we need to provide the 3 parameters from here. So it's JDBC URL, username and password. So just write JDBC URL, username and password. Now we can just give something like connection and set auto commit to false. So this won't auto commit our SQL. Now I need to provide the query, SQL query. So for that, just type insert into employee. So employee is table we have created just before. So we have got the table employee here. So you can see here, this is the employee we have just created, and we need to insert the data into the employee. So employee, and we can give the column name. So ID, name, address, and we have given the salary and values. So we will be providing the values from the CSV file. So we can just write what and question mark, and we will be setting this value. So it's something here wrong, so it's insert. Now the next thing is we need to give the prepared statement here. So the prepared statement basically is a interface to execute the parameterized query. So just give prepared statement, and what I need to do is connection dot prepared statement, and I need to provide the SQL query inside here. And the next thing is we need to write the code for reading the file. So it's done by buffer reader. Just write buffer reader, and we can give name something like line reader. So this is basically used to read the CSV file, and click on new buffer reader and new and file reader, and we need to provide the path of our file. So just give the file path. So this file path is, we have just given the path of the file data.csv. So this will basically read our file. Now what I need to do is I need to declare some string like string line text, and we can declare it with null, and I need to create one other variable as well, and it's count, and we can initialize it with 0. Now if you see on the CSV file, so if I go here and see on my CSV file by notepad, you can see here we don't need this first heading file. So ID, name, address, and salary. So for that we can write something like line reader dot read line, and we will be skipping the read line. So we can skip this first header line. So for that, I will be typing while the line text is equals to line reader dot read line, and unless it's null, we will be reading our data and storing in the data array. So just type line text, and which will be splitted by comma separated line, and we can store the first data into id. So the first data, the index 0, can be stored in id, and second index can be stored in name. So it's basically name, and it's 1 index and string. Third address is for address and add, so we can give address, and the next one is for salary, so we can give salary here. Now what I need to do is I need to set the value. So for that, we can just click on statement we have defined before. So it's prepared statement, and we need to set the value by providing our data we have just got from the array. So what I need to do is, it's on the string format, so I need to convert it into the integer. So its parameter index is 1, and we need to provide the id. So we need to give something like parse int. So parse int and id. Okay, we need to just click on alt enter so that this will import here. So it's integer and parse int, and the next thing is we need to statement dot set string, and 2, it's for name, so that we can directly provide the name. So it's on string format, we don't need to do any parse int or something like that. And string we need to provide for address, and also we need to set the salary in integer format, and it's on parse int and salary. Now the half job is done. So what I need to do is statement dot add batch, and if the count modulo batch size we have defined before is equals to the 0, we can just execute the batch statement dot execute batch. And the next thing is we need to close the line reader. So close the line reader, and we need to statement dot execute the batch, and we need to commit our connection as well. And last but not the least, connection dot close. So we need to close our connection as well. And if everything goes right, we can give some message like, so we need to put semicolon here, and we need to give something like, we can give message like data has been inserted successfully. So this is the message we can give at last. And if everything goes right, so this should work. So let me right click on here, and if I run my Java program, so it's running here, and if it shows data has been inserted successfully, and if I check my database here, so let me go to the browser here, and if I click on this employee, here you can find these data are coming from my Excel or CSV file. So the exact same data is coming into our database here. So this is how you insert your CSV or Excel file into your database using Java. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel.